Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Fluent Friends. I'm James, and today I'm talking with my friend Emma. How's it going today, Emma?
Hi, James. I'm doing great. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Today, we're going to talk about something important for English learners: how to speak English fluently. Many people want to speak better English, but they don't know how to improve. Do you think fluency is only about knowing a lot of words and grammar?
That's a great question, James. Actually, fluency is not just about knowing many words or grammar rules. Fluency is more about speaking comfortably and naturally. It's being able to speak without stopping all the time or worrying too much about making mistakes. For example, you might know many words but still feel nervous when you talk. That means you're not fluent yet.
Ah, I understand. So it's not just about how many words we know, it's about how easily and naturally we can speak. I remember when I first started learning, I knew a lot of words, but when I had to speak, I would freeze. I would think, what if I make a mistake and not say anything?
I know exactly how you feel. A lot of learners feel nervous when they speak, especially at the beginning. But don't worry, it's completely normal. The more you practice, the less nervous you will feel. With time, you will speak more comfortably and confidently.
So it's all about practicing, right? The more we practice, the easier it gets.
Exactly. And the best part is, you don't need to always have someone else to practice with. You can practice by yourself. For example, when I was learning English, I would practice speaking alone. At first, I felt a little weird talking to myself, but it helped me get better.
Talking to yourself? That sounds fun, but maybe a little strange at first. But I see the point. It's a good way to practice when no one is around. But what if you don't know what to say when you're talking to yourself?
That's totally okay. When I didn't know what to say, I would just describe things around me. For example, I would say, I'm sitting in the kitchen, there's a table in front of me, the sky outside is blue and it's sunny. You can describe anything you see or do. It helps you practice speaking without needing to think too hard about what to say.
That sounds like a simple way to practice. I could try describing things around me too. But what if I want to speak with other people? How can I get started with that?
Great question, James. When you start speaking with others, you don't have to jump into long conversations right away. You can start with short, simple conversations. Practice with friends or family members who speak English. If they're patient with you, it will help you feel more confident. When I first started speaking, I practiced with my friends, and they were always very supportive.
That's a great idea. Talking to friends and family is a good way to get comfortable speaking. But what if I want to practice with native speakers? Is that important?
Yes, speaking with native speakers can help a lot. When you talk to them, you'll learn how English is really used in daily life. You can learn natural phrases, expressions, and even some slang. But don't worry if you don't have native speakers around you. There are still many ways to practice.
I see. Listening to native speakers can help me hear how they speak naturally. But what if I can't talk to native speakers? How can I practice without them?
That's not a problem. Even without native speakers, you can still improve. A great way to practice is by listening to English podcasts, watching TV shows, or movies. When you hear real conversations, you can understand how words and phrases are used. For example, I watched a lot of movies and TV shows with English subtitles. This way, I could see the words and hear how people spoke.
I like that idea. Watching movies or listening to podcasts sounds fun and helpful. But what if I don't understand everything I hear?
That's totally normal, James. You don't need to understand every single word. It's more important to understand the main idea of what's being said. Don't stress about every word. As you listen more, you will start catching more and more words and understanding better.
Ah, okay. So, the goal is to understand the big picture, not every little detail. I won't worry too much about every word I miss.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to listen to the same things more than once. Repetition is really helpful. The more you hear, the easier it will become to understand.
I'll try listening to things more than once and focus on understanding the main points. That sounds like a good strategy. Is there anything else I can do to improve my speaking?
Yes. Another great way to practice speaking is shadowing. Shadowing is when you listen to someone speaking and repeat what they say right away. You can do this with podcasts, YouTube videos, or even movies. When you repeat what they say, try to match their tone, speed, and pronunciation. This helps you sound more natural when you speak.
Shadowing sounds fun. So if I hear someone say, I'm going to the store, I should immediately repeat it exactly like they said it?
Yes, exactly. Try to say it with the same speed and intonation. This will help you improve your speaking and pronunciation. It's like practicing without the pressure of a real conversation.
I really like that idea. It seems like a fun way to practice. Is there anything else we can do to practice speaking?
Another great way to practice speaking is by recording yourself. You can talk about anything, like your day, your favorite movie, or your plans for the weekend. Afterward, listen to your recording. This will help you hear what you need to work on, such as your pronunciation or grammar.
I've never thought of recording myself. That sounds like a good way to hear how I'm doing. But what if I don't know what to say?
You don't need to worry. You can talk about anything you like. You could describe your day, talk about a hobby, or even tell a short story. The point is to practice speaking, not to make it perfect.
Got it. I'll try recording myself. But are there other ways I can practice speaking without needing someone else to talk to?
Definitely. You can also use language exchange apps. Apps like HelloTalk or Tandem allow you to chat with people who are learning English. You can help each other out, and it's a great way to practice speaking with others. It's fun, and you can make new friends while learning.
I've heard about those apps. They sound like a fun way to meet people and practice at the same time. What else can I do?
If you prefer practicing with people in person, there are language exchange groups in many cities. These are groups where you can meet people who want to practice English, you get to speak with them in English, and they can help you improve.
That sounds awesome. I'll try looking for a group near me. What about vocabulary? Do you have any tips for remembering new words?
Yes, learning vocabulary is very important. One thing you can do is write down new words in a notebook. When you learn a new word, write it and make a sentence with it. For example, if you learn the word delicious, you can say, "This pizza is delicious." The more you use the word, the better you'll remember it.
That's a great idea. I'll start writing down new words and using them in sentences. Should I try using new words in conversations right away?
Yes, absolutely. Using new words in conversation helps you remember them faster. Even if you make mistakes, it's okay. The goal is to use the words and practice.
I like that idea. I'll start using the new words I learn right away. What about reviewing the words I already know?
Reviewing is really important. You should go back to your notebook and look at the words you learned every week. It will help you remember them and use them in real conversations.
I'll make a point to review my words each week. What kind of words should I focus on learning?
You should learn words that are useful for you. For example, if you like sports, learn words related to sports. If you love cooking, learn words related to food. Focus on words that you will use in your daily life.
That's a great tip. I'll focus on learning words that I will actually use. But what about grammar? Should I worry about perfect grammar when I speak?
No, don't worry too much about perfect grammar. Fluency is about speaking and communicating, not about getting every grammar rule right. As you practice speaking more, your grammar will improve naturally.
Ah, I see. So I don't need to stress if my grammar isn't perfect. I should just focus on communicating clearly.
Exactly. The more you speak, the more your grammar will get better. Just keep practicing and don't be afraid of making mistakes.
Thanks so much for these amazing tips, Emma. I feel much more confident about speaking English now.
You're welcome, James. Just keep practicing and remember that fluency takes time. But with regular practice, you'll get there.